What does it mean to feel and hear all sounds moving through you simultaneously? And a few tips in order to help you or someone you love feel different if they are highly sensitive to sounds. So, this was the way that I began to describe my experience of being out in the world when I was a little girl, teenager, and even up into adulthood. I realized that the way that I was experiencing life was much different than the way other people were experiencing life. So, as an example, being out at a restaurant, I can hear basically everything and feel it also move through me, which means every conversation, the music, the silverware, the dishes, the people in the kitchen cooking, their conversations, the people washing the dishes, the bathroom, everything I can hear and feel and be aware of all of it. And I realized, wow, this is, well, I used to think interesting, also challenging. And I was determined to find a way to be inside myself and be in my body and live a life that I absolutely loved and thrived. And I tried all different kinds of things, and not that many things like putting yourself in a golden bubble or in a thing of mirrors, and that's going to help you. And I mean, even if you're have other things going on, if you're like a clairvoyant, you've probably tried those things. They actually never worked for me, but now I have prayer programs and prayer invocations that actually work. But there are other reasons for that as well. So I'll share a little bit more about that as well. But the main reason why I wanted to share this with you today is I was doing a healing session for a client of mine, and she has 3 children. And as I was doing some healings, I was shown that one of her children is a highly sensitive person. He hears and feels all sounds at once, and he has dealt with a lot of anxiety in his life. He's actually a little bit on the spectrum. And so I'm assuming that most people on the spectrum are probably what I now call is being audio clairvoyant. So you hear and feel all sounds at once and you're audio clairvoyant. Now, what I want to help you realize is that there's nothing wrong with you. And all these awarenesses or these sensitivities, I believe, are your superpowers. And I believe they're gifts, and they're here to help you be whomever it is you're here to be in the world. And I've helped many other people with this. So this is what I see. And this has also been my experience for myself. So at a restaurant, one of the things that I learned how to do, so this is one of your tips, is to sit someplace where your back is at a wall and be the furthest away from the kitchen that you can be. And also, I used to try to say things to other people and I didn't ever want to say, oh, I'm hard of hearing, but that's kind of something that I would start to say to someone, so that I need to look at you. I need to really be able to focus on you. So I need to make sure I'm sitting in such a position that I can see the other person and really be able to have 100% focus and attention on them. And that would help me be present with them. Now, it didn't exactly heal it, and I want to help you actually heal this so you're not constantly having to be doing these types of things. So now I can go anywhere, do anything, and be anywhere, and I'm 100,000% fine. And sounds don't necessarily bother me like they did then. I feel like we should master these awarenesses or these clairvoyances that we have, and we can do that by certain healings, and I'll share more about that in a little bit as well. So that's something that you can do. Also, another thing from my experience when I was younger and I hadn't mastered this yet, it was actually very challenging for me to eat at certain parties, or so weddings or any kind of party situation where the music was really, really loud. What I realized is that I needed to eat before I went to those places. Otherwise, I wasn't actually able to really eat, digest my food comfortably, and really be present with the celebration. So it's not that I wouldn't eat while I would be there, I would, but I'd make sure I was always taken care of before I went to that environment. So that's tip number 2 to help you if you are audio clairvoyant. So, the thing about my client, I don't know if I mentioned this, is that she said, well, I don't have that. I have no idea what it feels like. So maybe you can help me with that. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. And I can help do healings so that I can help your child with this as well. And it's really wonderful too to realize and understand that we are all different and our levels of sensitivities are different. And there isn't anything wrong with you if you feel and hear all sounds simultaneously and or you don't. I remember having a little kind of situation with my brother, and I think we were in our late or mid 30s. And I remember, and this was after I'd done so much healing on this and started to feel so much better just being in the world and knowing that this was my superpower as it is yours. And my brother said something about me being so sensitive or too sensitive. And I just took a deep breath and I thought to myself, well, maybe you're not sensitive enough, right? And then we want to realize that there's nothing wrong with either of those scenarios, whether you're sensitive or you're not so sensitive, and really trying to understand that we are all here and we're different, and to honor and respect our differences and do everything we can to help that other person be okay in the environment that they're in and help them shine and thrive, right? So what I didn't realize after all of these years of yoga, meditation, traveling to India 5 times, taking all of these seminars and different therapies, I mean, every modality I could get my hands on, I was trying or using and reading and studying to try to help myself feel better inside myself. And all those things were amazing and wonderful, and I still use those tools today. I like to say that we like to take 100% action in the physical world, which means like eating properly, resting properly, like really doing this physical exercising properly, all the things. And then 100% action in the spiritual or the energetic realm. So the thing is that we don't realize as human beings that we're energy. Well, a lot of us are becoming more and more aware of this, that we're energy and we're frequency. So from the human mind perspective, we know that the body is made of like 80 to 90% water, right? And that might even be hard to understand because it feels so dense and there's bones and muscles and organs and all these things that like, how can it actually be made of mostly water? Well, it is mostly made of water. But the thing is that to even take it a step further, if you've ever heard of Dr. Emoto's work, Messages from Water, that he froze water to different frequencies and or music or words, and the water froze and created a design or not a design depending on the words or the music. And it is a beautiful, beautiful thing to actually look at and see, so that you can see that we're frequency, we're energy. Our body is exactly like that water, and our body holds low frequencies and all different kinds of things that affect our health, affect us, our anxiety, or the way that we think, the way that we feel. And it's not just our body, but it's our auric field, etheric field, light bodies, our chakra system, which more and more people are now realizing is a part of us. So the physical body is less than 1% of actually who we truly are. And then the body and our field is really made of these crystals, or I should say dormant crystals, that are ready to get awakened and lit up. So how does this connect to be an audio clairvoyant or sound sensitive? Well, it matters because a lot of us have a lot of trauma in our bodies and in our field. So say, for instance, you were ever in an accident, you ever had a fall, you can have shattering to these bodies and damage to the bodies. So it's like being open and exposed even more so to the world, to not only the noises, the sounds, but also the the feelings and emotions too. So if you also find yourself, you feel other people's stuff, what I'm talking about here is actually going to help you as well. So I'm a medical intuitive. I feel and hear all sounds at once. I call that being audio clairvoyant, high level empath, indigo child, crystal child. And yeah, so I had many car accidents, actually 12 car accidents in my life. So I had a lot of damage to my trauma in my body, but also trauma in my field. Now, I didn't know that these things can actually be repaired for many, many years of my life, and I really, really suffered. So it wasn't until I took my very first healing teacher training program in 2011, I realized the importance of our auric field, healing the shattering in the bodies, but also moving out the trauma. It doesn't also just live in the body or the organs, it can live in the field, your electromagnetic field, and you want to be able to move it out of not only your field, your unconscious, subconscious mind, soul, personality, memory bank, and every organ and system. And then as you move that out, know how to upgrade and activate the crystals so that this raises your frequency, and then you will not be so sensitive to emotions and or feelings or sounds or anything. So now I love that I can go anywhere, do anything, and be truly unaffected by sounds or emotions or anything else going on in the world. And it is amazing. This was my goal and my determination, because I was like, I'm miserable and I've tried so many things and it really wasn't working. But eventually I was gifted many crazy situations that caused a lot of health issues. After my mom passed away, I know I've shared this a lot, so I'm not going to go into that in detail, but after my mom passed away, I began to be very sick. I had no energy, high level of anxiety. My life fell apart. I couldn't make money no matter how much I tried. And I was really doing everything in the physical realm that I'd done before, but nothing was working because it was an energetic something that had happened, which really was my mom didn't move into the light. And so she was held earthbound, and she had what we call a window contract, which was to send earthbound spirits into the light, which I took on because she attached to me. And so I started feeling all of the emotions and feelings and trauma of all of these earthbound spirits, people that hadn't moved into the light. This is something that I teach in my healing mastery class, and will also help you understand if you do a private healing series with me. So if you've had any kind of fall or any kind of injury, something that kind of hit you hard, there's probably damage done to your auric field, like I said, or etheric fields, or even chakras and chakra systems. And so if you're not looking at just, you want to look at more than just the physical body in order to help you actually heal. So I've seen so many people be very, very ill with all kinds of things because they weren't centered in their auric field, or they're shattering to their light bodies, or because you're a high level sensitive being, you have potentially turned your channels outward, or they turned outward. And these little channels are like, if you think about a porcupine, how a porcupine has those little spikes that are laying down, and if it gets scared, it turns its channels, these little spiky things, outward. We call them little antennas. And we have channels like that. And when our channels are turned outward, we are feeling all of the fear and insecurities and what's happening with every other human being on the planet. We'll call it feeling the collective. So when that happens, if it happens at a high level degree, over 50%, you can actually think that you're having a heart attack and go to the hospital, and they're not going to find anything wrong with you, right? So you've heard that so many times, and they'll just want to put you on medication. Eventually it might, calm down with proper rest and nutrition and being in calm environments. But usually I don't see that they go in at 100% unless you do some healing to heal the trauma that caused the situation in the first place, and then repair the auric field and clear the light bodies, and help the person understand that you can actually control this by knowing what tools to use so that you're not feeling the high level of anxiety So when people are talking about the nervous system and clearing and healing the nervous system, this isn't, I mean, I never had any real healing take place until I did these types of things. And now that I've done them and I know how to do them for myself and other people, as well as teach you and show you how to do it for yourself and or learn how to do this as a healer in my Healing Master Teacher Training Program, so that you can actually feel empowered being you and know that you have control over your own self, your own body, your own being, and also understand and know that, you know, everything that you're feeling inside of your body isn't necessarily always yours. And so it's really important to also every day clear out and ask that anything that you took on from anyone else be released with ease and grace and joy and delight, and anything you took on from the collective also be released with ease and grace and joy and delight, and you be filled with, you know, ask for golden light or grace to be run through your nervous system and run through your body. This is actual frequencies that you can actually, that are real and tangible, that you can do to help yourself. And as you also continue to go up in frequency and clear out the traumas and clear out the low entities and the beings and these experiences that are held inside of you, remember there's really no past. There's every experience or lifetime we've ever lived is held inside of our bodies. And until we consciously move that out, activate those crystals, and activate, it's safe to be powerful, it's safe to be seen, it's safe to shine and thrive, you know, you're not going to probably feel different. And you have the capacity and the ability to actually feel good and feel confident and actually feel worthy of a life you absolutely love. So if you are interested in learning more about this, Healing Mastery Teacher Training Program is open. I'd love to do a call together. We can talk and you can share more about this. Oh, I was just on a call with somebody who was inquiring the other day, and oh, she was so beautiful and so sweet, and we just did a few little things to help her on a very short 45-minute call. She's like, I feel totally different. So I explained to her about being audio clairvoyant. I explained to her about the channels, taught her how to regulate those and keep that in, not only for herself, but also for children. So I would love to help you learn more about this and help you feel really, truly empowered inside your body and inside your life, being able to create the life that you absolutely love and feeling amazing in the process. So this took me so many years and many lifetimes to learn. I hope this makes some sense. Thank you. If you have any questions, I hope it makes sense. Of course it makes sense. Reach out and let me know how you feel, and let's do a call together and let's meet. How can I help you or your little loved ones? All right, all my love. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Let me know how you feel. So actually, earthbound spirits are very, very common. And if you have any kind of health issue, anxiety, depression, if you get lost or confused on the freeway, or you miss your exits, or you drop things a lot, that can be a sure sign you have an earthbound spirit either in your field or in your house. This is something that I focus on and help people with all the time. It is so important to understand that a lot of the things that are going on for us that are causing chaos and confusion are things that we can actually heal. You don't have to live like this or suffer. It's so amazing and empowering when you can really truly know who you are, connect to your soul, your light, realize that we are all beautiful, powerful beings of light here having a human experience, and you are here to shine and thrive. And so actually having an earthbound spirit either attached to you or somebody that you know, or in your home or on your land, can cause a lot of chaos and confusion, health issues. It can cause you to drop things a lot. It can cause procrastination. You can get lost and confused easily. But basically, it will really affect your health, your happiness, your peace of mind. It's amazing how common this is. And, unfortunately, so many people are suffering that don't need to suffer because of this situation. So yeah, and I suffered for 7 years before I finally realized that that's what was going on for me. And I'd gone to so many different doctors and specialists using all the tools and techniques. Even somatic experiencing will not help you if you have an earthbound spirit attached to you. And actually, it doesn't even help you clear the grief and the shame and the guilt and really, truly upgrade your field and your chakras, like what you really need, what we all need in order to shine and thrive and feel really comfortable in our bodies and be able to go anywhere and do anything and be fully self-expressed. So healing alchemy is such a beautiful gift, and the way that I teach it is a very systematic way. It's very logical, but also at the same time it's going to help you awaken and open to your clairvoyant channels so that you can actually hear your healing team. So hear your team and really truly, it's not just a guessing game. Healing isn't a guessing game. And Spirit has shown me such beautiful techniques to share with you so that you can actually learn how to clear and heal trauma, for real, and help you if you're auditory clairvoyant, if you're a crystal child, if you're an indigo child. There are real true healings that we can do to help you go up in frequency. So remember, Dr. David Hawkins talked about going up in frequency so high that sugar doesn't bother you. Well, that's basically that. You can relate that to everything. Get to such a place in frequency where nothing bothers you, which means anger, which means emotions, which means the sensations and feelings in your body, which, by the way, most of the feelings and sensations you're feeling on your body are not yours anyway. And maybe you got them from another lifetime, or maybe that you're feeling them from someone else. Maybe you're picking them up from the collective. So that's something that you want to release every single day of your life. Anything that I took on from anyone, whether it be a feeling, an emotion, and a belief, an entity, a being, or from the collective, I demand it be 100% released with ease and grace and joy and delight. And I be connected to my sovereignty and my light and my power. And God, fill me, or infinite, fill me with the infinite wisdom and strength and courage, and activate as much light crystals as we can to help me feel grounded and centered and empowered and be able to be the person, the most beautiful being of light, pretending, or actually not pretending, being a human being, having this human experience. I say that because of Maya. It's all an illusion, right? But anyway, if you're interested, Healing Mastery Teacher Training Program, Healing to be Healed, to learn how to heal real trauma. If you'd like to learn more about being an audio clairvoyant or learn how to use a pendulum, my programs are in the description below. I have the Heal and Protect Invocation program, which is a game changer. It will help you feel so much more comfortable inside your body, inside yourself, and out in the world, or even being online. Remember, there's no separation. So when you're online or you're on social media, you're pretty open and exposed. We want to think that we are in our body and safe and protected, just like we are in our houses, but there are no walls. We are all one and all connected. We're here for a reason and a purpose. And this is such a beautiful, powerful time on earth where we are here to go up in frequency and create heaven, not only on the earth, but throughout the entirety of the cosmoses, but inside your mind and your body. And you, my dear, can feel different, strong and empowered, happy, healthy, radiant, and live a life you love. So please schedule a session or a time with me. We can meet, we can talk. Would love to meet you. I'd be honored to meet you. You are amazing. Remember that. You, my dear, are perfectly perfect, and there's nothing wrong with you. You are here to shine and thrive. There just might be something that we need to help fix or heal. I don't even mean fix, because we're not trying to fix anything like that. Like, you're not broken, but there just could be something in your field that needs some healing. So anyway, I love you. Thank you for watching the video. I'd love to hear from you, love to meet you, and just love and blessings. And let's create heaven on earth, and all here shining together, lifting each other up and loving each other through the process. You're beautiful. Thank you for joining me.